Well, it's Tuesday. That means it's time to talk about your money with Evans Financial. Joining us today is Colin Evans. Colin, of course, thanks for being here today. And I feel like we've been covering a lot of tough topics lately, and this one is another tough one.
And it is, and I have seen it. Well, it doesn't happen, often, but I have seen it. Especially, we live in also a casino town, and that's actually one of the avenues that I have seen it, where a spouse has, just become financially irresponsible, and they kind of dig themselves into a further hole because they, casino. You think maybe I'm going to win big,
and not to mention sports gambling now too.
It's going to be, absolutely, and that's a big one. And so one of the first things that rolls out with a spouse becoming financially irresponsible is the concern for the accumulation of debt. As with anything, when it goes with a marriage, communication. This can help defer a lot of that. But in some instances, it just does not. And so there's a time when it comes up to a debt repayment plan or a debt structuring that you guys can hopefully put your heads together and work on this and then put together in some joint budgeting. But a big concern that can come out of this is a damage to credit scores, because financial irresponsibility can lead to that with going into debt and then missing payments. So this is a good thing, monitoring those credit reports, especially nowadays. We live in a time and an era when scams are prevalent anyway. So I do highly recommend looking into one of those a LockSafe type or any type of credit monitoring service that can alert you with any of that. I've had my American Express card personally hit 7 different times. So those things are absolutely great for that. If things are going on a rocky road, this might be a time to look at it. Might be time to do a separate banking accounts and kind of separating assets and going into some credit counseling. One of those last things is this throws a concern of financial security as well as savings, because if you're looking for your outlook in life and retirement time, this can throw a little bit of a kink in that. So automating some savings can actually be a solution for this, and getting some things out of sight, out of mind. Building some financial boundaries within that communication where you guys are comfortable in setting. And then again, separating those finances is really a last resort of keeping that family unit together, but separating those finances, as we live in a common law, common property state, and separating that, you can legally do that and protecting yourself. But again, let's start with the communication and just opening those doors up, because that will really defer a lot of this and hopefully keep a happy marriage.
Yeah, hopefully so. That is the key here, that communication. So let's just say somebody does find themselves in a precarious situation when it comes to this. I know you guys offer a ton of help.
Yeah, absolutely. You can visit with a financial advisor, give us a call, or visit with a financial professional that can actually just go over some things and hopefully shed a little bit of light that there is a light at the end of the tunnel that isn't always a train. You can look us up at info@evansfinancial.com to email us, or on the web at evansfinancial.com.
Those insurmountable hills, at least seemingly so. It's always not as bad.
I've seen it terrible, but I think a lot of it, we get those monsters that we make up in our heads, and we can really make things out a lot harder than they really are.
All right, Colin, thank you. Let's go to Skip now.